All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, and all that.
Welcome to the 134th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. I am proud to say that this is going to be a Cleveland Browns podcast because the number 34 has been great to us. Day is already huffing and puffing. So let me tell you, we had Kevin Mack and we had Greg Pruitt, all right? Two great number 34 running backs of the Cleveland Browns. Greg Pruitt, actually, he went to 5 Pro Bowls, and he's the original LeBron James because he actually left Cleveland to win a championship with the Raiders, I believe.
I think that's right.
And Kevin Mack, he's like our Bam Morris. Like, he was a good running back, strong, big guy, and then he got caught with coke. So the two cities are more similar than you would think. Oh, he's mad as hell.
Yet another example. We can keep this up for a while, too.
I'm sure.
Well, I'm very happy because when we introduce our guest, he has on a Cleveland Browns jersey, all right? So I'm super excited. It had to be a Browns episode. As you know, I'm half of your host in tandem, Ed Bailey from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 134 episodes, man. We've been asking you. We're going to continue to ask you, man. Please. Please. Hop on iTunes. Rate and review, man. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well. So please, hop on iTunes. Rate and review.
Yes, you love us when you see us in public. You tell us you love us. Now, just at the click of a button, tell the world. Tell the internet. And always, as always, in lieu of rates and reviews, we do take shots of Henny.
Yeah.
Shout out to Car Guy DJ for starting the trend. And shout out to the Conways.
Yeah.
They not only bought us a shot of Henny, they bought us a little shot of Henny bottle.
Yeah, it was a little carryable.
Super swag.
Little pocket dips.
I didn't get to take the shot that night at the show, but I will tell y'all this. I took that shot before work one day. That little shot of Henny in a bottle is great when you you driving to work in the morning, you don't feel like going to work. It's like Monday morning. You look over there and you got a shot of Hennessy? Yeah, I took that shot right in the parking lot.
Start this Monday off right.
Started off in a very mellow state, all right? I came in, it was like, yo, this dude's super relaxed. I had a hell of a weekend. I said, no, I had a hell of a car parking experience.
True. Shout out to the Conways.
But as always, if you do rate and review, you can have it read here on the podcast, much like this review we're going to read by Captain Save-A-Lot, which I don't.
Word?
Yeah, Captain Save-A-Lot. So
better than saving a few
well, it
other
depends.
things.
What's a lot? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of hoes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Captain Save-A-Lot, Captain Save-A-Lot. I don't know. Title of the review is Libations, Conversations, Salutations. Now, I'm not a podcaster, but I've heard a few of theirs. All have been quality, fun conversations. I felt like I should have been drinking with them, laugh out loud. Long story short, if you're not in the local Pittsburgh loop, stop and listen. That's what we're here for.
Nice.
That's what we're Drinking Partners. You're supposed to sit and drink. Like, now that we're live streaming, sit at home, have a brew with us, and have a good time. Thank you, Captain Save-A-Lot. Stop saving them, all right?
Yeah, I mean,
you heard Project Pat and 36 Mafia. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Unless you saving a lot at the clearance. You know what I mean? If you're a clearance dude, shout out to all the clearance and the thrift motherfuckers because I vibe with y'all on that. You know what I mean? Say, you don't be spending all that extra cash. You know what I mean? You're off-season shop out here.
Well,
maybe
right.
Captain Save-A-Lot is an off-season shopper. He wait until fucking...
You don't have to thrift the off-season shop. I'm an off-season shop. I will go into a store right at the end of the season when they're about to get that new shipment and clean up on that 40% off.
Sweaters in April? Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes, please.
How you think a middle-class brother is always a name brand? I'm shopping in off-season, man. I got 2 kids. I'm not playing full price for nothing.
Hell no. I pay. The thing is, I actually spend more money on my kids' clothes because, like, kids' clothes, I mean, you got to get it to them, man.
Yeah.
And they grow out of it all the time. So there really isn't much opportunity. I don't know how fast you're growing. So I can't even off-season shop for you because by the time you get into this motherfucker, you might be out of it. So I just got to get it when it is.
And when you got multiple kids, they feet is growing at different times. my big fella at the crib, his feet growing now. Short, like my daughter, she alright for a second, but then hers gonna grow. Then I'm gonna be good with him. Then his gonna. It's just crazy, man. So look. Don't come up to me, cashiers at Banana Republic, talking about here's our new selection. No, take me to the back where there's dust on the collar. All right, that's what I want to buy.
I don't even. I used to act like I used to come in and I try to like look at the things at the front and then slowly work my way back. Like, oh, what is this over here? Like, no, I just beeline it now. I don't even know all this extra shit. Nah.
Oh, I'm looking at things at the front, but I'm not looking for the style. I'm looking for that one loose thread that's gonna give me a discount. Like, hey, bro, I want to buy this, but damn. What's gonna happen when I put it in the wash?
Is this wrinkle gonna stay in this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but what we got coming up?
So first of all, we want to shout out Voodoo, sponsoring the podcast. We're drinking some delicious, like what is this?
It's such a vibrant thing.
It's
good as hell. It's a
very
pale
vibrant.
ale, 7.11 ABV. So it's chill enough to where if you're new to craft, you don't want to go too deep in the ABV. This is a good one, but you will get all of the flavor.
Oh yeah, it's pale ale. I mean, there's a little hoppiness to it. I mean, it's juicy as fuck.
As you see, Buzzy just ran off with it. So that's the end of what we drink.
Yeah, because that is mad crushable. Like mad crushable. I'm like, yeah. So I'd like shout out to Voodoo because this is fucking phenomenal, and they are killing the game on a regular basis. If you're looking for Voodoo, Voodoo has 3 PA locations, including Erie, Meadville, and Homestead. I mean, we've been out. I've been out to the one in Meadville. We're always down at Homestead. You know what I mean, on a regular.
I damn near live in the one in Homestead.
Yeah,
and I don't observe no parking in the fire lane. No, I parks in the fire lane. I'm in and out.
Truth. I mean, so stop down any of the locations. If you can't get the Voodoo beer at your local beer store or bar, ask them to carry it. I mean, like, you know, just be like, look, bro, what is you doing? Y'all ain't got any Voodoo on deck out here? Like, what is your life like? You know, so tell them to bring it on. Voodoo is employee owned and veteran operated, man. We support our troops. We support all of our troops. We support all of our troops out here. And shout out to Voodoo for supporting their troops. We support you all, I mean. And shout out to Voodoo for doing so. And if you're looking for more information on Voodoo Brewing, I mean, because here's the thing. If you listen to this and you haven't heard of Voodoo, I don't know what the fuck. Like, but
we've always got it on here.
Yeah, we've been drinking it. I mean, the world has been drinking. They're shipping out to like France and shit like that. Like, I mean,
they fancy. They fancy, huh? You fancy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like you could definitely drink this with your pinky out. Yeah, I mean,
they coming out with it. This winter. Check for that Voulez-Vous shade dropping. It's gonna be a stout.
Voulez-Vous shade out that brew.
That Lady Marmalade. It's gonna be a Mead Voodoo collaboration.
Truth. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for them, you could catch them at VoodooBrewery.com and follow them on Facebook and on Instagram at Voodoo Brewing, man. Shout out to them, man. This is, I mean, I can't tell you how fucking delicious this is. If you listen to this podcast, you got it from the growler. I don't know how long it's going to be on tap out there. So I'd suggest if you listen to this, and this is probably coming out in like a couple of weeks. So hopefully they still got that visual tap. And if they do, you are lucky and you better get some of that shit.
And if they don't, just know that we enjoyed it.
We fucking fucked it up.
If you're watching on the live stream, get your ass out to Voodoo. If you're listening now and you're not watching on the live stream, or if you're watching on the live stream, we got to thank we got to thank Epicast Network for the quality of this, man. We can't do this without them. You know.
Yeah, I was actually talking to the Conways. Shout out to them again. She was like, I listen to a lot of podcasts. She's like, but your podcast, the sound quality is amazing.
Yeah, if you want a podcast in HD, hit up Epicast.
Yeah, I mean, which maybe was like, but we're also funny though. Like, I mean, that's not the thing that you're taking from it. But hey, if you just want to hear smooth ass voices without all the craps and popples and all the shit that goes on in there, that's Epicast, man. So if you're looking to make your podcast sound better, maybe you want to start your own podcast, you need help promoting an event, or you want to advertise your product on an award-winning podcast such as this one. I mean, we're trying to go back to back. Shout out to City Paper for naming us best podcast in the city, and hopefully we can get that again. And before we even drop this, I'd let everybody know, go out and vote, man. By the time this come out, there ain't anybody voting anymore. Live stream. Oh, live
We're
stream.
on a live
Hey, yo, if
stream,
you're listening,
so-
we're watching
Yeah,
right now.
if
Go
you're
go
watching.
vote,
If
man.
you're
Go
watching.
hop on City Paper. Go vote. Get us that chip again, back to back, like the Penguins. But if you're looking to advertise on an award-winning podcast such as this one, go to epicastnetwork.com/services. Fill out the form and tell them that the drinking partner sent you, man. You know what I mean? Got to make that quota.
Get us that referral credit. Now I'm ready for this because we got a Cleveland Browns fan. Now he's not from Cleveland, he's from Columbus, but I'm excited because we're gonna jump day on this podcast. We're gonna verbally jump day, and he's into craft beer as well. Well, you take your mic off and we'll talk about the Browns the whole fucking podcast.
I can do that for an hour, easy. That's no sweat.
Now he's probably more knowledgeable about the craft than I am, so I'm going to learn from him. But also, we're going to talk shit about the Steelers because we're both Brown fans. As you can see on the live stream, we got Mike Pound in the building of Post Gazette's Beer Me. Did I say that right?
You said that right.
All right,
That'll make him happy.
That'll make him okay. So we dropped that on them, but he's the one behind. It's just on it's on their platform. And Cleveland running shit. Say what up to the people.
What up to the people?
Oh yeah,
I
that's
said
top.
you have to say that right.
Yeah, that's top.
required.
That's
That
top.
was something.
What up to the people just because of the jersey.
Yeah, man. You gonna fuck yourselves, man.
How y'all doing?
He's so mad. He's so mad.
I'm just glad I got this juicy IPA to sit through this bullshit with.
Nah, man, but we do want to welcome you to the cast.
Thank you.
Very excited to have you here. Been reading the Beer Me. It just if you could give the listeners who are not familiar with you and your work, your background here, how'd you get
Really quick
to Pittsburgh and
rundown.
in with the Post
I
Gazette?
got to Pittsburgh like 25 years ago, so
Okay.
I've been here for a while, and it's awesome except for during football season. And then
We're just crushing.
and then
I know how
you
hard
just
that
kind
must
of
be.
Hey, shut up. This is our cast, okay?
I started doing a beer show, just a short video clip when I worked at the Beaver County Times. This is
Okay.
a few years ago.
Shout out to Beaver County Times. They
shout
show
out to
us
Beaver County
love.
Times.
Yeah, they show us mad love.
Scott
Neighbor,
Tady in there.
a neighbor of you. And when I went to the moved to the Post Gazette about 3 years ago, after a little break-in period got started there.
Okay.
So we do this. I do this once every other week. We'd go out to a place. We might do something about a brewery. Might do something at a bar. Might do something about a style, and then short blog post to go with that. So you can watch. And they're short clips. They're painless to watch. 5-6 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's about a good target time. 5-6. Somebody's out and about.
Yeah.
On break. I mean, easily digestible, on demand.
We try, and by we I mean me because it's something that I shoot and I edit and I write, and the bosses are happy with that because they don't have to give any more talented and expensive resources. I can do it all on my own.
So you get to drink the beer, write about it. They get what they want. So everyone's happy in this.
Yes.
And the clips are short enough. They're poopable. And what I mean by that is, I watch most internet videos on the toilet, and it's got to be in that 5 to 6 minute range.
That is it exactly.
Because the worst is for you to finish your poop, and the video got another 6 minutes left. Now you just sitting
And it's
there, nothing coming out, and now your legs just falling asleep. My daughter's knocking on the door.
Dips, like you get up with the limp, like you come out of the bathroom with the limp, like
Girl, she's saying out there like, "What were you doing in there?" Like she think I'm watching porn. Like, keep your videos to 5-6 minutes, man. Make them poopable.
the truth.
I think that's going to be a new tagline for the show. Poopable Pittsburgh craft beer show. Something.
There you go.
There's something we can work with.
You can have that. We won't even charge you for that.
Okay.
It tends to drop jewels. You know what I mean? So can you tell us about this? Because I'm terrible at describing beer. I just drink it and I'm like, this shit is delicious. Like, can you tell us a little bit more about this beer in your opinion?
About this beer?
Yes, this vibrant thing.
Oh man, the mouth feels nice and soft. This is not.
See,
I mean, if
mouthfeel
you
already.
Mouthfeel,
Yeah, I mean,
but that's a big part of kind of the new thing in IPAs right now. Although this, I'm not sure that this would qualify as like the New England thing. The big thing of this is so fruit forward. A little pineapple.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this was supposed to be a New England style.
I don't think it is. I don't think it
know
is.
the hazy afternoon we have is New England.
That one is.
Yeah, I think this just said pale ale. I was just looking at it. Voodoo, they got all the all the drawings and figures and shit. I can't really follow
It's
it.
definitely a trippy experience.
But I'm like, I was like, Vibrant Thing. You gave it that name. If you name it after a Q-Tip song, that shit better be Q-Tip quality. And they lived up to it with this.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at something like this, definitely it's the fruit forward, and I get a lot of pineapple. Although it's not crazy. It's not something that's going to beat you to death with the fruit. It's still a little bit subtle. So that's something I like a lot. I don't want I still want it to taste like beer, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm digging this. And boy, 7%, you don't get that at all. You don't even know.
Yeah, that's deceptive and crushable.
The crushable. So we got poopable, crushable. We gotta get one more able because it's rule of 3 in comedy. So now, when did you begin drinking craft? Like when did craft become your thing?
Oh man, a million years ago, I found Brooklyn Lager and Brooklyn Brown.
Classics. Shout out to Brooklyn. They've supported the podcast as well.
Oh yeah, and they've been doing it for a long time. And this is like mid '90s. And we would go out in college and drink pitchers of Lowenbrau Dark.
So this is around when the Browns left the city. It was like, yo, I need to really get I need some quality.
Do you remember the '80s? There were about the time of the AFC title games against the Broncos. There were plenty of reasons.
See, I'm 31, so I missed that, and I'm so mad about that because my entire life they've sucked.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
That's why I can get away with wearing this stuff.
See, if I was to wear a Browns jersey, I would have to flip it with like a mean-ass outfit. I'd have to have some Balmain jeans, some exclusive Nikes, a nice fitted, and not just any Browns fitted, but the one with the little elf dude.
You gotta have the elf. It can't be.
See, you get to just, people don't understand why I'm a fan, and I don't either, but it's just where I'm from.
I'm 50 years old. People my age and older who live here, they understand, and I get side eye from them. When I wear my Cleveland stuff out, but someone my age and younger, someone your age, they don't know.
They don't understand why the fuck I like the Browns.
They just like it's more like a pity kind of.
But
thing.
I mean,
it's just like.
And here's the thing: the Pittsburgh fans really have no room to talk because we've been supporting the fucking Pirates for years. And here's my thing: fuck the Pirates, man. You losing ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
but like we're in this
time.
Here
we go.
20 how many seasons they get excited because they get a game, they won a game in the playoffs, and it's like, oh my god, like, and they still throw the money. Like, so I mean, if you look no further than the fucking PNC Park, if you want to see the Pittsburgh equivalent to the Browns and everything else. Like, I mean, shit, are you motherfucker? They're fucking Pirates.
Okay, we got that out the way. Because once an episode, since the summer started, it's been fuck the Pirates. Since spring, summer, once an episode, he like fuck the Pirates. And that's cool. That makes Day and I closer because we both have sorry franchises that we have to support.
Well, and I will be like that. It's usually like end of September. Early October. That's when football season's pretty much over. Pro football season's pretty much over for me. I'll be the same way about the Browns. Right now, it's kind of like optimistic, you know.
Mm-mm.
No.
Basically, this is how I feel like with the Browns. I feel like if you're a woman who know your husband cheats on you, but you just hope he's not cheating on you this night because he's coming in late.
That is good.
That's how you feel every Brown season.
But like, you can still
kind of know what it is. But if it could not be that,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I just don't want to say nothing so negative that if they do well, then people are like, oh, you a bandwagon. Like, no, I've been riding with this for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So. But one thing you don't have to be like that with is craft beer. Now, did you become familiar with craft beer once you came to Pittsburgh, or was it something that you kind of got familiar with in Ohio?
It's something I was kind of working on anyway. And back then, when I moved here 25 years ago, so there's Penn,
Penn Brewery.
And at some point in there, the church started. I missed a couple of the smaller breweries that were like in the Strip. Valhalla was one. I know there's another one.
See, I'm not familiar with the history.
This is a long time ago.
With the breweries.
This is a long time ago. I remember going to just a couple weeks after they opened, going to East End when they were in the original building. Scott had an open house there. And I was curious about the beer and kind of seeking out different stuff and better stuff. And that was such a cool day just because, you get to see everything. It's wide open. You get to talk to Scott for the first time and I've known him that long. And then it's just, man, there was slow growth. initially. But the last 5 years, it just,
I think people have become more
and you
open
guys
to
know this. It has been insane.
Yeah, and I remember, like, I mean, my introduction was just full pint in East End. Like, East End was
Okay,
like,
full pint.
Like, I lived on the East, like, I lived in like Highland Park and Squirrel Hill or whatever, and like East End was one of those. It was like you had to get there while they were open type thing or whatever,
Yes.
like to get down
Yes.
there with the, and that was my introduction to growlers. They're like, you take this glass jug and they fill it up, and then you take
And
it.
it always felt like something shady because you're going in the back of this
it was
warehouse,
it
and
was
you're
some
sort of
ru-
standing in line.
Yeah, like it was
They
just
got
like
it. Well, they in the East End before it got gentrified. They had to make it feel like a drug deal.
It definitely felt like some on the low type shit. Like
He gave you your
these
growler in the Ziploc bag.
bring these brown jugs to this alleyway. Like, yeah, I mean, like it was bad shady. And that was really it. It was like, for me, it was this full pint and East End, and then church. I went down there and I had once, like, and then and Penn was always, and then you
Yeah,
had Icy
yes,
Light, like,
yes.
or the Iron City, like, but they were
That was never a really big deal to me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was poor, so the things that I could afford.
I did when I was in school. I had a bunch of Pittsburgh buddies who would bring Icy Light back every time they came home. So
honestly,
bizarre.
I mean, the thing about Icy Light was, like, for me, it was the only light beer that I enjoyed. It had flavor to it. Like, I mean,
yes,
the
it
Miller
did. It
Lights
did.
and
Absolutely.
the Bud Lights and all that didn't. It had a very, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it has like a bit of a flavor to it. I was like, this is different. I can drink this. I don't feel like a bitch. Like,
So I guess in my experience, because I was introduced to craft through this podcast, because when we put this together, it was not a craft beer podcast. It was just, I was drinking Hennessy every episode at first, and they started bringing craft beer, and then with the growth of the industry, because the industry, and you can attest to this, they're very easy to work with. I mean, they're very supportive, not only of each other, but anyone who's trying to do something positive within the city. And what I think is with a lot of individuals who, beer has a negative connotation amongst certain people, like beer itself. But craft beer, it's drinkable in any situation. And I say this to people, like, because people ask me, when you start drinking craft, or why you drink it? I'm like, you can drink it anytime. I could come home as a father of two and after work have a beer and not be judged, and have flavor, have alcohol content, but it's not like I'm going in there cracking open a bottle of vodka in front of my kids. Where have you seen, or what do you think is the largest factor in the shift or in the growth of the craft industry here in Pittsburgh?
I think it's just the fact that it is more socially acceptable, because there's thought behind it. There's more quality to it. It's not a mass produced thing. That's an attractive thing right now. I think Pittsburghers kind of like the idea of we're attached to our neighborhoods.
yeah, it's a big town,
and we like the idea that we have a neighborhood brewery that we can go to, and I think this is something that's actually going to become more important as bigger beer gets more aggressive about controlling distribution, controlling space at the retail level. I think the idea of a neighborhood brewery is going to be a bigger and bigger deal, kind of like it was 150 years ago.
and that's what I mean. We've heard that before. Like that's the way in the way of like Germany. Like every town has their own like brew pub, and they don't and they rely on the local economy, and they don't they don't worry about shipping outside and that. They're you just go there, you have your brews, you have your regulars and whatnot, and people come in and out, and like
I did a story when I worked in Beaver. Rochester had a brewery, Beaver Falls had a brewery, Ambridge had a brewery, Aliquippa had a brewery, and then this is all late 19th century. And it's
I was about to say,
that's
because they don't have a brewery now.
No.
But
it's dry.
but it's coming back. But New Brighton has a brewery now.
Yeah.
Beaver Falls has a brewery.
Yeah.
now. Rochester has a brewery.
Zeeland Opal has a brewery.
So, yeah.
So wait, now what area is dry? Is it just Beaver that's dry?
Beaver.
So
the borough is dry. Yes.
Yeah. And
recently became dry, or
well,
was
no,
it?
it's been for as long as I know, it's been dry.
But they
and
could
then
have
what
the
happened
breweries
was
produce,
something
but
just
not
changed.
sell?
well, what happened was Waffles and Caffeinated or
Yeah.
whatever came in, and then they partnered up with Beaver Brewing, and they found some sort of loophole where they can give like beer as people were eating, and what happened was
built on loopholes.
Yeah, and like and it's crazy because like they were very. One, Beaver Brewing doesn't have like super heavy ales. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're fairly light, and they were really reasonable about it. It was like you can only have a maximum of 3 beers while you're here, and you have to eat, like you have to have food here. That's dumb reasonable. Like, you know what I mean? The town went, like it was pitchforks. They had meetings, and it was, they were up in arms. Like, we don't want this devil's brew here.
I
like
covered Beaver for
Sounds
a
like a
few
bunch of
years. I
haters.
know exactly.
So if you're listening and you're
I
not in
know
the Pittsburgh
exactly.
area, don't move to Beaver. There's a bunch of fucking haters out there.
It's a nice town.
It's
It is.
Hating on me having
it's
a good
nice
time.
throwback town. It's definitely an experience. Like it's a curve. Like
It's
coming
Scooby-Doo
from
town.
Yeah.
I had a couple beers and I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling fucking residents, you meddling taxpayers. Come on. They start leaving shit on your front porch like, I saw them beers, motherfucker.
True. Like, yes, I mean, Beaver. It's and I like
Yeah.
Shout out to Beaver. I live
Yes.
there. I have to go back there. Like my car is parked outside every day, so I don't want hate.
It's a
coming
Ford
And
Taurus.
it is a
It's a
nice town.
Ford Taurus, by the way.
Do we know the plate number? Is it,
Definitely a Ford Taurus. It might be a Chevy Nova. I don't know. Attack that shit if you wanna. But yeah, no.
so it's. I mean, back then it was out of necessity because you don't have you don't have refrigeration, and you can't transport the beer to the same distance as you can now. And now it's
I
just
didn't even think about shit like that. Like
Well,
how
yeah,
far you can
that's-
distribute because
that
of
was a big-
refrigerated trucks.
that was a big thing back then.
wild.
That's because his shit's more official than us.
Yeah.
Like, he's got corporate backing. We just two guys. We just two guys drinking. Corporate backing. When you start
you
talking
two
about mouthfeel and shit, that's corporate. That's
Yeah.
corporate talk.
You get checks in your government name. Like
We gotta send our baby moms down there to cash our check.
it's a cash business.
So and actually the refrigeration thing is one of the reasons why we got big beer immediately before Prohibition, because they're the ones who could afford that stuff. They could afford, and that's when the push started to sort of drive out the little guys. So when after Prohibition's ended, they're in a better position to distribute regionally or nationally even. So that's sort of how all that came about. But yeah, I mean, but now it's like, I can, obviously it's kind of cool as a Pennsylvanian for the first time to be able to go buy beer in a grocery store, which is something that
Yeah, see,
that-
that's why
that
you
knows-
should, that's Ohio over Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get beer at a gas station on your
Yeah.
way out of Ohio. Everybody stops at the gas station, get
Yeah,
a beer,
that's-
wine, some shit. Like you
yeah,
don't just.
no, it's,
every
and it's
time I
cheaper.
leave.
It's like it's
Yeah.
cheaper over there. Whatever. I get my cars from Ohio. It's cheaper over there. Like the roads are shitty as fuck. You guys, I don't know what the fuck your roads.
We live in
Nigga-
Pittsburgh. The
nigga,
roads always shitty. out.
That is the one thing that I come back in, and even though I got to pay $12
Do you
motherfucking
know
dollars just to
how
get back
many
in the
times
state,
I got my hubs, wheel bearings, and axles repaired on my car, motherfucker?
I actually need
I
to
had
get
to get
mine.
an SUV
I
just to absorb some of this shit out here.
but
You
them
fix a pothole and it moves across the street here in Pittsburgh.
and that cold patch, man, that shit don't last. Stop with the cold patch bullshit. But I mean, still, like when you count it comparably, it's like, yeah, that shit. Fuck them Ohio roads.
I'm just going to bring up Ohio like every 10 minutes or so, and then let you guys go at
This
each
is
other
our
for a while.
no, this is our cast, man. You got the Ohio tat. Like you're more into Ohio than I am. I'm from Cleveland, like, but Ohio I fucks with. But I'm not gonna let him just talk crazy about Ohio, especially when I've been driving through Wilkesburg, East Liberty, fucking Hazelwood, Homewood, all that shit my whole time here in Pittsburgh. I'm like, nah, bro. Like once you get out of Pitt and you get off those shuttle routes and you start seeing the city, the streets is fucked up out here. and they all one-way streets.
They are one-way
and people
streets.
parked on
Oh,
both
man.
sides of it, so you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
even avoid the pothole because it's a Corolla on your right. There's a big ass dump truck on your left,
And there are no
a
street
big
signs.
hot pothole in the middle. And
only
next thing
thing-
you know,
and
you-
at
There
least-
are no street signs anywhere.
At least
so
we're
you
not
can't-
Philly. That's the only thing I can say about it. At least we're not Philly, man. Them motherfucking roads, man. You somehow you got enough for like a bike, and it's
that's
a
all.
two-way street.
They're just bike lanes.
Yeah, they're bike. Yeah, but there's two cars coming down that
Anything
bitch. Like,
residential is just a bike lane in Philly. I never understood this about Philly. Like, did they not know how large the city was when they start building houses? Or
you get
what
like
the fuck
that.
happened?
You gotta just like them. It's one of them old ass cities where like they were just building that shit for like fucking cows and
Because
shit.
there was a
Like,
horse out front.
they had horses.
They didn't have any
Horses
cattle,
and-
so they
yeah.
just parked the horse out front.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
like I'm gonna
'cause
just let this mare chill out here. You know what I mean? Go in there, holler at this shorty real quick. You know,
every
come
time
through
I've
and-
been in Philly, I've been to somebody's house and I heard the neighbor arguing like verbatim. I heard every word. Like, and I could give input.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, that's fucked up what you did. Like, I don't even know this dude. Why don't you just go ahead and apologize, man? Shit be over. We all trying to sleep. Like, that's how.
Actually, that was a good point. You need to let her vent a little bit more on that.
Yeah, start keeping score. 3-1 her. Catch up, fam. You about to get swept.
Yo, we were driving down Philly, man. We was on this tour, and we were driving through. It was like downtown. I swear we saw some motherfucker like hop out of the car and just fuck this dude up and just started dragging him right next to the police station. I don't know how. And we were like, should we call the cops? And I was like, I mean, the police are literally right there. It's handled. Like, keep
Oh, it was
driving.
on some Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah, he just hopped out
Like
and
when
just
you shoot at the police station, all of a sudden them red dots show up.
Oh,
But you get out of there anyway, put a cheat code in, and they just stop pursuing you.
and I mean, should we help? Nigga, drive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Mind your own business.
yeah. You know what? They got it. It'll
That's a
handle
Midwest
itself.
attitude. Mind your own fucking business. Like, social media didn't start the Midwest because we mind our own.
Yes. Yeah,
we
you're
mind
right.
our own fucking business. Like, that
You're right.
has to be an East Coast, West Coast thing where social media started. Because like where I'm from, you mind your own fucking business.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of resemblance here in Pittsburgh with the old heads. They just mind their own fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, this whole social commentary thing, that's a new thing. Like, I don't understand.
Yes.
I still get confused. Like, why are you talking about what this man did in his divorce? Like, that's none of your business. Like,
Oh,
dry
man.
snitching.
The overshares, man. Them shit motherfuckers they cringe. I'm like, ugh. Like, it's like that's why I'm on Twitter, because Twitter is a bunch of strangers. So I'm cool with whatever. Like, that's my reality TV. Like, you're
Yeah, oh, yeah.
beefing or whatever. I'm like, yeah. But like Facebook, where people are like, I know. So when they overshare and there's some beef, I'm like, ugh. Like, I
Facebook,
don't
you start
even.
seeing a list of mutual friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start
Yeah.
seeing posts and all that. Like, it's real intimate.
Yeah.
Now, with your dealings with the Post Gazette, did you come on with the craft beer thing, or were you working in a different capacity and then kind of said, hey, I can do this craft beer thing? and it's big?
We all kind of have the bosses knew of the beer show, and they knew that I could work with videos and stuff, and they were good with that. When I was hired, I'm one of the digital editors there. So we run the website, make everything look pretty, try to fix stuff when something screws up. And then I've been involved with the political blog there. I did some writing for that. I write some of the stuff for a daily newsletter. Okay. It's like everybody there. We've got a whole bunch of different jobs.
Yeah.
So it took about 6 months there trying to just sort of get acclimated and get everything started. And then we're like, hey, let's start this beer show. First couple episodes, I had help from Steve Mellon, who is a photographer and videographer. They're really, really talented guy. If you come across a video that he produces,
Steve Mellon,
you should just take a look because it's always well done. And he produced the intro. He did the first couple episodes, and then as I said before, this is stuff that I've got some. You guys have nicer gear than I do, which is awesome.
That's Epicast again.
Yeah,
Shout out Epicast.
We came with no gear.
Yeah, we just show up and get shit faced, and then they make it look pretty.
So I've got a couple cameras. I go and set up and mic people and then edit the shows and get them posted. They're happy to have video content of any kind. That will be a bigger deal as we go forward. They're happy to to have something kind of specific like this because it's a thing that gets a lot of attention now. So works on that level too.
And how fulfilling is it to be able to kind of integrate personal interests into your?
Oh God, that's everything. That's everything.
Such a good question, Ed.
That's
No,
just
but it
lazy
is.
afternoon. Like,
The alley-oop.
Hold up that half full growler. This is where these insights are coming from. No, I mean that's a freaking dream. You know,
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
able,
just-
and I assume you guys are doing stuff that you love.
Yeah.
You know, so you know what this
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an interest of mine forever. And to be able to have a reason to go out and talk to people who are involved with the business, and you guys know that they're almost to a person. They're all awesome folks.
Oh man, the brewer community
Yeah.
is a bunch
Yeah.
of fucking dirty hippie motherfuckers, man. Like,
But that
they-
works for me. That works for me.
Yeah, I mean, I like
so when you started off, it was a compliment. Then I don't know if it was.
No,
a
I mean,
compliment.
that's like it's 11 because I mean, you get in and it's just like an environment of like just free flowing like ideas and like
Okay.
they're artists and like, but they also have that engineering chemistry mind or whatever. So
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
they're intelligent, but they're not judgmental and like I mean, it's like you said. I mean,
I
it's a
can kind of
very
see the hippie in that.
Exactly. This is
All
like,
right, it
hey,
makes
I mean,
sense.
everybody, everybody get along and love. And I mean, it's easy to love when
It
you
is.
got this fucking delicious shit just flowing.
That's true. That does not hurt. But yeah, this is a dream come true.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to do this, to be able to waltz out of the office once every couple weeks and say, I'm going to go do a beer show. It is
It
a
makes you
great
feel
thing.
like you did something right.
It
I don't, you know what I mean? You did
And I don't know
something.
how it happened. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to know. I think once you start feeling entitled, then the fucking joy is gone. You know what I mean? Like I always want to be in awe of where I'm at. So I appreciate. What do you think is the next wave? Everybody's asking, what's the next wave? You know what I mean? Like there was the bourbon ales for a minute. There was the sours were huge or whatever. Now we're in the hazy IPAs.
Yeah, so when I hear waves, I generally, and again, I'm not like a crapper aficionado to say, but people speak more of hops when I hear waves. Now, I don't know if I guess that would affect the style as well. So, I mean, whether you approach his question from a hop or style perspective, I think it makes a lot of sense.
I think a thing that's going to happen more and more is emphasis on lagers.
Lagers.
And maybe we're at the point of this year where that's going to be less of a big thing, but perhaps next year. And we have, I mean, Penn has always been such a great example of that. Their classic German styles are world class, and they always have been. If you guys don't know like Kaiser Pils,
Oh yeah.
oh man, that is so good. And we have Andy Weigel at Helicon.
Yeah, we just had Chris on from Helicon, and they're doing those Germans down there, and they are fucking delicious.
And it is spectacular. Buzzy, which one did you just mention when we were talking earlier? Where you had the Kolsch.
Oh, Mindful. Oh, that
Yes.
Kolsch.
Boom.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's
Kolsch
it. That's it.
is crushable. Oh my God, it's so just. I mean, when we went down there and we were brewing, like that's what we were
Yeah.
drinking the whole time
Okay.
because it's just
Okay.
it's an all day like just.
Well, and that's where I think that's going to be a good thing. We've kind of we're reaching for these kind of extremes in flavor and I think you kind of, especially when it's hot like this is going to be a good time to sort of pull back something that's not quite as hefty with alcohol, something that's a little bit cleaner. And man, that's what those beers are for.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good guess.
Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, I've noticed, and a few brewers coming on, like you said, I mean, a lot of I know when I got into it, it was this like rush for like high ABVs
Oh,
and
yeah.
like heavy ales and like, you know, and I
It's
loved
fun.
it. I
It's
was
fun.
like, yeah, this is great. I mean, like to get all of that flavor and make it light is a thing that a lot of brewers are starting to like do, is like have those,
Mm-hmm.
you know, anywhere from like even 3%, like the sessionable ales, like
Yeah.
the 3 to
Yeah.
like, you know, 5-6%. Yeah, I mean, you know, like on the higher end of ales, but also have all of that flavor that you get from, you know, the 8 and 9s. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing about like lagers and pilsners. I've never really like. I that's the introduction. I come at Yinglings and like, you know,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are the things
Yes.
that you're
Yes,
introduced.
yes.
And then when you get into crafts, it's all ales, and you know what I mean. And I'm like, yeah, I love all the ales, and then the lagers and the pilsners is like, Now you got the killer pills, which is dope. I like the, you know, they got the flavor
yeah.
in there. The sunshine pills over at Trogs is another great one. I mean, like, because they put the flavor into the pills as opposed to, you know, like it. So to hear that like the next wave is in that lager like type, it makes sense. Just kind of. It goes against every fucking thing else that's been
Right.
you know.
Well, yeah, it's a movement from what is becoming the standard into some,
Yeah.
because like they said, I mean, pilsners and lagers are what I think of when I think of like large domestic brands.
Exactly.
And that's technically
It's
that's sort of
what you have at keggers and things like that.
Yes.
Like that's what you have. So it will be interesting to see how they go ahead and flip that to the craft community, make it more craftable, more crafty. You know what I mean? Like, because again, like if I
that
want
was-
a lager or pilsner, I can go get a 24 pack for $12.
Yes.
But if they're moving, you know, if they're going to move lagers and pilsners and still have that flavor, I'll pay, you know, the premium as long as the flavor's there.
That was the thing with Brooklyn Lager, you know, because I'm in college and I'm drinking. If I'm splurging, I'm getting a 12-pack of Budweiser, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, I came across Brooklyn Lager, and it's like, okay, it looks familiar, but it's not what I've been drinking because it tastes like something, you know. And as then I came across, and I was familiar with just kind of dark ales, and that's sort of what they're called. There's like, this is a dark ale. I don't know what that style is, but it's dark ale. And then he's like, okay, this is also something different. It's not Lowenbrau Dark is nice. It tastes, there's kind of roasted flavors, but but Brooklyn Brown Ale is something else entirely. So the people we have in town making lagers do a really good job with it. I mean, it's just almost across the board. So it's worth looking and trying some of this stuff, because it's not. I mean, it's not the hugest flavors. It's not something that it's not kind of stunt beer. It's not going to be. It's not 10%, anything like that. But man, it can still be light. It can still be real crisp and refreshing, but it still can taste like something.
Yeah, I know we on one of the podcasts we had I got a 12-pack of the Stone. They have this black lager, which is fucking amazing. And I was
yes.
I didn't know lager could taste this. And then I think Mindful has a black stout, but it's a stout, but it's really more in the vein of a black lager or whatever. And and that was the first time I had ever for me had in the second wave of there's the shitty beers, and then you start drinking some decent beers, and you the craft beers, and you forget the lagers and the pilsners, and now you're reintroducing. And that reintroduction to the lagers, those were the two that stood out to me. Was like, oh shit, because I had for the last couple of years I've been like, I don't do lagers, I don't do pilsners, like that's man, that's
No, and then I get why. I get why.
You get this you get this pride and it's bullshit, but then you get introduced and it's like, holy fuck, this actually is delicious.
So that's that would be the thing. I mean, if you get a chance to taste one of the if you're one of the breweries here in town, especially, and you get a chance to taste something that they're doing in terms of lager, give it a try, because they are almost all really well done.
I feel like you have to be, because if you're going to put lager on it, man, you better.
It better be good.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite style of beer?
Good question.
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
Mr. Bailey.
I'm all over the place. I will drink dark beers in the summer. I will drink light beers in the winter. I don't care about any of that stuff. It's just what's good, what's available.
That's a good
what's
way
in,
to
what's in
approach
my
it.
glass.
And craft actually gives you the freedom to be like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have a favorite, because I don't even know if I have a favorite.
Okay.
I think my go-to, I guess, would be IPAs.
Okay.
But I don't know if those are necessarily my favorite. They're just safe. I mean, they're gonna have the hop. They're gonna have the ABV. They're gonna have what I want.
Do you ever come across something when in that kind of broad style that you're like, no?
Do I ever come across something?
Yeah.
With IPAs,
That's something that's not like obviously skunked or there's a problem like that. Just something
with
you don't.
IPAs not too often. It's when people try to get like too creative with flavor and things. It's not even that it's a poorly crafted beer. It's just, I ain't drinking that shit.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's
You know
fine.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much where I'll be with it. Like,
Yeah, that's what we were having that conversation. Like, I mean, because I think, you know, and I think Ed, you know, does the same thing. Like I typically, when I'm in the beer distributor or whatever, like, I'm getting beers that I've already had at some point. You know what I mean? And like, given the podcast that we've had, you know, quite a few. So I'm able to go. So, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm picking that, it's safe because I've had it before or whatever. I hate going to the beer distributors that like nobody knows about, like, because like sometimes I want to try something new and I'm like, I'm looking for this style and I'm like, can I? And they're looking at me like, bro, I don't know, man. They pay me fucking $8 to work here. Like, yeah, I mean, like,
bro, I'm off in 10 minutes. Like, you either go grab something or not.
is you copping or not, bro? Like, yeah, I mean, but. You know, I mean, we were having this conversation before about how, like, you know, even if you don't like the flavor of it, like, you know, but you can appreciate the craft in it. Yeah, I mean, and like it was just something like, you know, it could be the liver and onion beer. Yeah, I mean, and like, you know what? I don't like liver and I can appreciate how well crafted this liver and onion beer is.
It tastes exactly
But
like
I
that.
ain't spending my money. Like, nah.
Yeah. That's why I like with the chili, the chili beers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like those, like there's a fine line, and it is a very fine line between like drinkable and just this is fucking too much. Like, yeah, I mean, like I like spicy shit. Like, I like spicy food.
Them
Yeah,
spicy
I mean,
shits, this is real.
yeah, I mean, and any chili, you know, beer, mead, you know, whatever that I'm drinking or whatever, I'm probably only going to have one.
Right.
You
That's usually enough. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, but like in that one, I need to be able to get through that one. Yeah, I mean, like, like you don't give me some shit where like I'm just fighting this beer the whole way down.
Oh,
I
the
just wanted
cartoon
to.
shit where your head turned, your whole face turned red, steam start coming out. Yeah, I want that.
I mean,
I
like,
wanted that.
you know, like give me something that, like, you know, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna get that chili or whatever. You know, A Boy Named Shoe. Over at Shoe Brew, they do a very good chili, like, because it's.
I have not had.
Oh my! It's this. It's a Mexican chili stout.
Okay.
Chocolate. And it's got these peppers in it and whatnot, and like, and it's good because you have the flavor in it, you have the spice, but like, it doesn't linger for 10 minutes after taking a sip of it. Yeah, I mean, it kind of like gets in there, it fucks off. Now, by the bottom of the beer, you might have a bit of buildup.
Well,
but
sure.
but I want the buildup to be at the end of the beer. I don't want to be two sips in and I'm already like, yeah, I mean, heavy on my chest, like, motherfuck.
This was the thing I said before, that I want that stuff to still taste like beer first. My most recent show I did was with East End and talking with them about kind of expanding their canning program. And one of the things that they did was a watermelon Gosa. And Scott.
So what is a Gosa? Like I still don't know what that is. I mean,
This is the first time I've heard of this.
It is. I don't remember the origin. I think German. It is a tart style that is also has a little salinity. You should, if it is done well, you should be able to taste a little salt with it. Sometimes the salt is a lot, and that's one that isn't probably. It should be present, but it shouldn't be the kind of primary thing that you're tasting.
Salted watermelon?
So this,
there's this video, oh man, Petey, about the watermelon with the salt or whatever. Oh my God, watermelon with salt. I still haven't had it, but I mean, listen to this black man talk about fucking watermelon.
You should listen to this black man talk about watermelon. Because fuck watermelon.
That's what Scott's.
It's a waste of a melon.
Scott was on vacation.
how many episodes we been in? Like 130. And now I'm learning that you don't like
you ain't been
watermelon.
listening.
You motherfucking mother.
You have not been listening because Ed Bailey has always been firm in his stance that watermelon
You know what?
is.
You lucky we
Fuck
fucking
that.
forget half of these podcasts.
I didn't even have to
don't.
bring up Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, you better
for
because
this.
I don't even know. This is a riff. I don't think you understand what's going on, Mike Pound. I don't think you understand what's going on. This is a riff. 134 episodes. I don't like. Are you listening to that? This is live stream. You said that live.
I'm comfortable with saying that I can run for office and say fuck
I'm gonna try to
watermelon.
drink that away.
I don't give a damn.
I'm gonna try to drink that away.
Fuck watermelon.
Are you,
Watermelon don't taste like shit.
it tastes like watermelon.
No, which is water. What is a
not-
watermelon?
no, it tastes like melon.
It tastes like shit that was supposed to be ice, and it was. It tastes like watered down juice, maybe. Like, come on, man, watermelon. I gotta cut all through this big ass.
You ain't getting the right. You ain't getting the right ones. The nice. Now those big.
I've had
those
international
big fat,
watermelons,
Like, I mean
yeah.
the bullshit watermelons where it's all
big
like.
ones-
But if you get the nice red juicy dips, and that
It's just
first bite in the
watermelon.
red juicy dip, like when they cut it into the
You like the
triangles,
feel
and you can
more
just
than the
get-
flavor.
No, that's
You like the
fucking
feel
that,
more
them-
than the
them-
flavor.
The middle, the red.
You
dip,
not sitting in the wintertime busting open no fucking watermelon.
You
You're
is
doing it in the
busting a watermelon.
summertime.
You're being
and you like
hydrated
the
and
feel
pleased at the
more
same
than the
time.
flavor.
That's with the water. That's why
Give
watermelon
me an
is good.
apple or some shit. Like, fuck these watermelons.
Apple ain't gonna hydrate you on the same level. You out there mowing
You
grass. You out there doing all.
I'm not mowing the
manning
grass and eating no
You
fucking watermelon.
You doing all kind of
Grass
crazy shit out
on
there.
all
You
my
need
watermelon.
to be hydrated.
If I'm
And
mowing the
Apple ain't
grass,
gonna
I'm
treat
drinking
you
a
right.
hazy afternoon, and I'm finishing this grass. I'm sitting down with a brew, not a fucking watermelon. I'm not eating my fruit.
Apples ain't treating you. Apples are a fall thing. Apples are you put them bitches in pies. You don't hydrate off of a motherfucking apple.
But you're not telling me that it tastes good. You're talking about its
does that.
hydration factor. That's
See,
what
you gotta-
his main argument has been. It don't hydrate you. But I said watermelons don't taste like shit.
I
just-
told
they
you getting
watermelons.
the
They
wrong
water,
melons.
motherfucker.
You
They
getting You getting
water.
the wrong melons, my nigga. That's just all it is. You get that. You get
I'm
that,
getting
like,
the water
you get
version
that-
of melons is what we talking about, and they whack, bruh.
Stop buying your watermelons.
They whack, bruh.
You'll stop buying your watermelons
whack,
at Walmart.
bruh.
Like, I mean, don't get
First
the
of all,
Walmart
shorty,
watermelons.
wifey don't allow me to shop at Walmart. So
You got to get the
I don't
local.
shop at Walmart.
Go to a farmer's market, grab some farmer's
It's gonna
market
taste like
melons,
watermelon.
and
Yes.
them motherfuckers.
I've
like,
gotten watermelon from Amish communities, and they still been whack.
them Amish niggas ain't making watermelons. I
You
believe
don't
that.
make no fucking watermelon.
They ain't growing melons. Them niggas ain't. They ain't getting Amish melons. Them ain't melons. They painting motherfucking
No,
big
that is
apples.
the most.
They painting
First
big
of all, they
apples
are
green,
people
nigga.
of the land. Like that, they making high quality
I
watermelons.
ain't
Watermelon
never had
just
a
whack.
motherfucking Amish melon. I ain't never had
That's
no melons.
well, you
from
didn't grow up with Auntie Reem. My auntie from the South,
Oh,
deep
shit, I
South,
do remember
took
this
me to
fucking-
Amish community
Oh, you told
to
this
get
story
water
like-
and watermelon, and I've always been like, fuck watermelon because it's whack, bruh. It's
Man,
whack.
I got it, man. I can't even.
Scott Smith would probably agree with you.
Yeah,
He said he was on vacation.
that's
And
why
he-
they
and he-
throwing salt
and he-
on them motherfuckers.
And he talked to somebody at the brewery. He's like, "Well, we just picked up 200 pounds of watermelon." And Scott's like, "What are you doing?" But I will tell you, the beer is really good.
That's cool.
And-
watermelon candy,
and-
watermelon juice.
And this is
Cool.
what I was saying is it tastes like beer first. The fruit is subtle. It's good for this style. But I will tell you, this is you should.
extremely subtle.
It is something you should try. It is something you should try.
Watermelon, the actual melon's very subtle as far as flavor.
Petey-
very subtle.
Petey Green, man. Like if you're watching at home right now, if you're listening to this right now,
Don't watch
up,
this.
Look up Petey Green watermelon and watch that video and watch that man talk about the beauty of eating watermelon and throwing a little salt on that bitch. You throw a twang on it. You just throw a little twang on it. He says you northern niggas, you go and you douse it with the salt. You throw a bunch of salt on it like it's chicken. You don't do it like it's chicken. You just throw a little twang on it. Man, Petey Green. Oh my God, I love that dude.
Now name another fruit that you need to add salt to.
I don't know. I know you gotta
Exactly.
add you gotta
So,
you gotta
moving
add
on.
sugar to grapefruit. No,
Moving
and I don't
on.
fuck with grapefruit.
But
'cause-
I'm not a proponent of grapefruit
yeah, fuck
either.
grapefruit.
Yeah, fuck watermelon.
But you ain't gotta add
moving
salt
on.
to water, you mother.
He's salting it like he done orders a thing of fries from Wendy's. Let me get a large fry and no salt, but let me get that watermelon over there. Extra salt. And let me spit these seeds out. Look like a fucking another cartoon, just chewing watermelon, spitting out seeds. You are a fucking stereotype over there. I just want you to know that. You are a walking stereotype.
I am. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to reevaluate our
Ludacris'
relationship
next
after
album after Chicken and Beer was gonna be Salt and Watermelon. It got shelved by Def Jam.
But the thing about watermelon, it's the only melon I'll eat. I don't like cantaloupe.
Okay.
Fuck cantaloupes. Fuck what's the other melon? The green one.
So you're admitting that your bar.
Honeydew.
The honeydew. Fuck the honeydew.
So
I
your
hate
bar
the
is low.
honeydews.
So your
The
bar,
the
your
other
standard of
melons,
measure is fairly low.
But the watermelon, I love the watermelon.
Well,
I hate it.
in comparison to the other melons that you won't eat, if it's edible to you, fine. The standard of measure is low. You have to add salt, which is not.
You ain't gotta add salt. I've never added
You
salt
just
to
brought
water.
the salt shit
I'm
into
saying
it.
that. Well,
You
I
talking
bring
salt
the
with
salt.
it?
I did.
He
Yeah,
brought
I did.
the salt into it.
But that's just the beer style.
It is
That's
the
just
beer style. You don't need wa-
and it's not specific to the watermelon.
we gotta drop because people at home are just like, you know what, man, like they either love or hate us at this point. I think we gotta stop because we might not even have this might be the last episode of Drinking Partners. You know, you understand that, Mike Pound. You know what you did, Mike Pound.
I'm going to blame Scott for this for making that beer in the first place.
There it is. Blame Scott.
Okay, I've done that before.
So what is a? I'll ask you the question you asked me. What is a style or something that you've had that you're like, nah, I can't fuck with that?
Boy, that's tough because I for the same reason that my favorite style that question because I'm just sort of all over the place. I don't. I'd like. God, I don't know. I'd like them all. What do I struggle with? If and sort of